We welcome you here to Koerner Hall. There's all sorts of music going on here all year long. Two shows I want to tell you about that are coming up. Next Friday, a great show with Susan Aglukark and Lacey Hill. And then February 22nd, Los Lobos will be here on the stage, so please check it out. Come back to more and more shows. Have a brilliant night. I'm not going to tell you to put your phones away because you all want to take pictures of all these presenters and all the artists. Have a great night. Stay for the after party, and we'll see you next year.
folks, Raha Javanfar.
Good evening. How's everyone? Such an honor to be here as your host this evening. This is the second technical difficulty and it hasn't even been 3 minutes into the show. I'm sorry, I apologize. Okay, so there's a lot of you here, a lot of musicians who have been part of this community for many years, a lot of industry professionals who kind of make the scene go round, and a lot of fans, supporters of the Toronto Blues Society who come out to these events year after year. That's awesome, but the truth is that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting a lot of you, which is my way of saying that you probably don't know who I am. So I thought I could start by properly introducing myself. So some of you know me as Bad Luck Woman, front woman of Bad Luck Woman and Her Misfortunes. Thank you. It says here, hold for thunderous applause, so thank you for doing that. And I also am a fiddle player around town, and probably none of you know this, but I'm a theater lighting designer. And the reason why I bring that up is because it is super extra special for me to be here tonight hosting at Koerner Hall. I used to work here on the crew as a stagehand, hanging lights, and I want to give a huge shout out to my friends and former colleagues who are working super hard behind the scenes today to make this happen. Hey, Heather! And a huge thanks to all of them. So it's 2020, new decade. That's pretty exciting. With every new decade comes brand new cutting edge technology, and the Toronto Blues Society has wasted no time. They didn't want to be behind the times or anything, so they're trying this brand new thing for the first time ever, never been tried before. The show is being live streamed tonight across the nation. That's pretty exciting, right? Pretty cool. We're right at the edge of our game. It's good. And I'm just going to take a quick moment to say hello to everybody at home. Hi, Mom. Hi, Raul. Probably covers it. It's probably good. But yeah, new decade, 2020. Dry January. Anybody do dry January? If your New Year's resolutions have been going well. I was thinking, man, it's a good thing this show is not in January, because I was thinking, well, that might not be great for the bar sales in the lobby. And then I was like, who am I kidding? It's like a room full of blues musicians. More like drink the bar dry January, am I right? Yeah. But it's not January, it's February, and it is Black History Month. And even if it were not Black History Month, we are here to celebrate and honor the blues. It's important for us to recognize that the blues was born out of the adversity and struggle of African Americans in the face of racism, oppression, and slavery. I recently came across a quote in his book, Why We Can't Wait. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "It is obvious that if a man enters the starting line of a race 300 years after another man, the first would have to perform some incredible feat in order to catch up." And I think it's important for us to recognize that this inequity continues even in this new decade. Well, yeah. I would also like to acknowledge that this beautiful looking, gorgeous sounding concert hall is built on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, the Huron-Wendat, the Mississauga of the Credit, and the Haudenosaunee. My own family moved to Canada as Iranian immigrants seeking refugee status, and we are settlers here on this land. I am incredibly, incredibly grateful for the opportunities and privileges that this move has gifted me, but it's important for me to recognize, well, first of all, those include the freedom of choice, the freedom of expression, and the freedom to use my voice. And I wanted to specifically say that because in Iran, under the rule of the regime, women are not permitted to sing or perform in public. So I'm truly grateful for these opportunities. But of course, these privileges come at a great cost to the Indigenous people whose lands, communities, cultures, languages, families, and futures were heavily compromised. I bow my head to their resistance and their resilience in the face of ongoing dispossession and colonial violence. And I pledge to do my part in standing side by side with them through reconciliation as we move into a future where Indigenous voices are heard. So on behalf of all of us, I can express our gratitude to them for their invitation generations ago that has allowed us to gather here tonight. So there's a lot of pressure around hosting this show. I'm not going to do any impressions of Richard Flowhill. I'm in his good books, and I'd like to keep it that way, or I'd like to think so anyway. But yeah, like being funny, writing jokes, man, I was trying to think, and I was like, I don't know if any of these are really gonna land. Like, I thought about roasting my buddy Dan McKinnon. Everybody know Dan McKinnon? And then I thought, man, there's no way they're gonna let him into a swanky place like this without any sleeves on. Like, that guy's always showing off his guns, you know? And then I was thinking, yeah, he's always in his wife beater, but it probably means I can't call it that anymore. It's more like his rug beater. Any Middle Easterns here? You guys know? When people want to clean their houses, they beat their rugs, and Dan's the cleaner, and so that's the joke there, yeah? I thought about maybe taking a little jab at my friend Samantha Martin, but then she would fire me, and I'm not even in her band, but I didn't want to do that. No? Okay, great. Buddy Guy called. He's nominated again for another Maple Blues tonight. That's pretty cool. He's won a lot of them, but it turns out that his house is very small, he doesn't have a lot of doors, and he's good for doorstops. Good. Thank you. Just plowing through here. We got a new award tonight. It's called the 12 Bar Award, and it's going to Steve Mariner for sure, because he's already been to the bar 11 times. One of them's gotta land, right? Oh, and I just got a text from Paul Reddick. He's running late. He's riding the one. Man, try a turnaround once in a while, Paul. You'll get there faster. Okay. The next card says, "It's okay. Tomorrow it will all be over." Hope that's for me. That's not for you. That's supposed to be my own little make yourself feel better moment. Hopefully it'll be over tonight. Okay, on with the show. I've never done that before. Like stand up. I won't ever do it again. The Toronto Blues Society introduced the Maple Blues Awards in 1998 with a modest show at the Montreal Jazz Bistro, attended by 150, now geriatric, people. So can I see a show of hands? Who was there? Who was there? Anybody? You look great. You're looking great. Awesome. Way to go. Well, the success of that first year led to bigger venues, the Phoenix, the Mod Club, and here we are, 23 years later. Pretty good. But you know, it's being live streamed now, so next year we're just gonna keep it small, hang out in the TBS office, everybody hang in their pajamas at home. La 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 la. It's awesome. The Maple Blues Awards are Canada's annual celebration of best in the blues that this country has to offer. The purpose of the awards is clear and simple. First, to promote Canadian blues music and artists, and second, to recognize outstanding achievements in the blues. So, what are we celebrating tonight? Well, you'll be seeing performances by 6 artists at the top of their game, 3 of whom, Big Dave McLean, Don Tyler Watson, and Michael Jerome Browne, received Juno nominations for Best Blues Recording of the Year. Congratulations to them, as well as to Durham County Poets and Whitehorse, and we're going to work on getting those guys in for the show next year. Last year, there were 18 awards given out. Tonight, there are 19 awards up for grabs. Who can tell me what the award is that'll be handed out for the first time tonight? And no, it's not the 12 bar. Yes, it's the Sapphire Video Award. Imagine, 23 years ago, an award for Best Blues Video would have been considered a pipe dream, along with legalized weed. And yes, a few things have changed over the years. Like, I'm not 11 anymore, so that's good. So, get ready to have some fun. Get ready to cheer a lot and support your friends and colleagues. If you come up here to accept an award, and I hope you do, please take your time, tell us your life story, make your political statement, let your opinions rip, thank all your cousins by name. Don't worry, we do have the hall for the next 8 hours, so we should be good. Tonight's first awards presenters are Gavin MacLeod, a young singer-songwriter and guitar player from Milton, Ontario, with a YouTube following of over 100,000 subscribers, and Carol Flett, a lifelong blues fan and member of the Toronto Blues Society's Board of Directors. Let the winning begin!
Yes. Fantastic.
Happy birthday to Not my birthday. There's our introduction.
There we go. We didn't have to do it. My favorite guitar players sound like no one else. It's my dream that I'll one day find my own voice as a guitar player. But how does that happen? It takes a lot of rule breaking, and I'm willing to bet all of the nominees tonight have broken a couple rules on their way to being recognized here.
Sponsored by Long McQuaid Musical Instruments, the Guitarist of the Year nominees are Anthony Gomes, Garrett Mason, Jack de Kaiser, Paul Delorier, Sue Foley.
The Maple Blues winner for Guitarist of the Year is Paul Delorier.
Thank you so much. This has been a long time since I had one of these, and it's a huge thrill. I want to start by thanking the guys in my band, Sam Harris and Alec McElkrin, who stood by me through thick and thin, and all those crazy hours and years on the road. And these guys are my brothers. I love them dearly. And thank you to the Toronto Blues Society, of course, Montreal Blues Society, and the nominating panel, to René Moisan at Bro Productions, and Sarah French at Sarah French Publicity. And of course, I want to thank my beautiful wife, Anika Chambers, and my son, Leo, who's here in the crowd for the first time as well here. This one's for you, Leo. Your old dad did all right tonight. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
I love the excitement of a rocking blues band creates. I'm no expert. Well, I think I am, but not about amplification. What I know is this: my favorite artists use the art of dynamics when performing. I'd say that all of tonight's nominees are using this approach every time they perform.
Sponsored by Cordova Bay Entertainment, the nominees for Electric Act of the Year are Colin James, Jack de Kaiser, Paul Delorier Band, Samantha Martin and Delta Sugar, Sue Foley.
The winner of the Maple Blues Award for Electric Act of the Year is Colin James.
Hi all, this is Colin James out in Vancouver. I couldn't make it to the awards tonight, but I want to say thanks for honoring the band on this Electric Act of the Year award this year. We have a great band on the road and a great crew, and we have a lot of fun doing the shows, so I appreciate that a lot. From me and Muddy and Maggie, we say thank you very much. Have a great night tonight. Good luck.
Okay, are you guys ready for some music? Yeah. Me too. Still recovering from my stand-up earlier. Tonight's first guest performer is nominated in 4 categories: entertainer, female vocalist, songwriter, and recording producer of the year. This woman can do it all. Please welcome to the stage the multi-talented dynamo, Dawn Tyler Watson.
All I ever did was love you. I put nothing else above you. Perhaps that's why our love was such a load. Seems my mind was always way down. You took my dreams and shot them way down as we walked along love's long and rocky road. And so now you say you're finished, that your love for me is diminished, and you think I'm gonna crumble from the blow. But listen, I cannot tell a lie. But see, I'm not about to cry, 'cause baby, it feels good to watch you go. Yeah. Ever since you came, my life has never been the same. All you ever did was tell me lies. You even tried one night to beat me, while all the time you would cheat me, and you'd hide behind those pretty bedroom eyes. Well, I don't know why you're waiting, why you're hesitating. You're thinking that my tears are gonna flow. Well, listen, you would best start walking, 'cause I'm just about through with talking. Oh, it feels so very good to watch you go. You came, my life has never been the same. All you ever did was break my heart. I gave you everything that I had. You took my best and made it bad. And now I don't think you ever even loved me from the start. See me, see you lied about so much. I don't care what you do, but you gotta get the hell out of here, mister. Go see your crazy brother or run crying to another. 'Cause it feels so very good to watch you go. Oh, yeah. It feels so very good to watch you go. Go on, get all your shit and get the hell up out of my house. I've had enough.
Keep it going, we're done. One more time. Okay, Heather, would it be possible to get a little bit of house light up for a moment? Thank you so much. I just wanted to see how many people, by show of hand, know how the nominating process works for the Maple Blues Awards? Okay, not bad, not bad. But a lot of people don't, and a lot of people ask. They're like, how do you get nominated? Or how do you win? And big surprise, it's all on the website, but nobody likes to read websites these days. So we're gonna tell you. We're gonna tell you this information. But the truth is that I have it all here. I don't really want to read it because it's kind of boring, and I don't want to be responsible for anything boring that happens in this show. So I'm gonna come down into the house, and we're gonna just ask for a couple of volunteers. Anyone who knows how to read, please put up your hand. And maybe you could just read this for me. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, Jack, you're on. Do you mind? Can you just read something for me? Okay, I'll pass you the microphone. Here, you hold that. And then just read that.
Do you have any reading glasses? No? Okay, no, I got it. Which part? Number one? The Maple Blues Awards are coordinated by the Toronto Blues Society and supported through the participation of blues societies across Canada. This year, Toronto Blues Society created a musician advisory committee that commented on the submitted lists from the nominating panel. The addition to the procedure is intended to inform and guide the results of the final nominee list, ensuring that new and notable names in Canadian blues are considered in the nomination process.
Thank you. It's really exciting stuff. Okay, next. Anyone else? Fraser Melvin? Sorry, you don't have a choice. Okay, so you start where it's this part, and then I'll flip it for you.
There's a little nepotism happening here.
The nomination process is led by a national steering committee of John Valentine, Brant Zwicker, Yannick Thoreau, and Terry Parsons, a panel of 62 blues experts made up of radio hosts, journalists, and festival organizers from Canada select the nominees. Panel members are not eligible for the awards. Their names are found in the MBA program. Keep reading, or?
Amazing. Okay, I've already picked my last volunteer. She's my friend, so she's gonna do it for me. You guys ever heard of Jenny Ty? Make some noise. Thanks, Jenny.
Which part? The nominating panel decides the winners in the instrumental categories. The public, you, vote to decide all of the other categories. Voting is open to all Canadians. There are over 4,000 ballots cast this year. Keep going.
Yeah.
Thanks to, this is in caps, Warren Sampson of KMP Designs for their services in the design and support of the online public voting website.
Thanks, Jenny. All right, so there we have it. Very good. Nice job, everyone. And now we all know how this stuff all works. And before we move on, I'm going to switch to these microphones now. We'd like to send a quick shout out. Thanks, we're good with the house lights. Thank you, Heather. We'd like to send a quick shout out to John Valentine, co-founder of the Toronto Blues Society. John recently was in the hospital for a medical procedure, and he sent the following note. I'm recovering from an operation and convalescing at home, watching the show live stream. Hi, John. And Missing Maple Blues Awards for the first time. Here's wishing you a very speedy recovery, John. To present our next two awards are Kike Escamilla, Juno Award winner, and here as a representative of the Toronto Musicians Association, and Janie Lazan, amongst many things, an originator of the Women's Blues Review, and recognized by Now Magazine as one of Toronto's top theater artists in 2019. Welcome them.
Amazing band. Such a pleasure to be here, guys, and it's an amazing event to support and come from across the country, and all the people that are watching. We're sending love and greetings from Toronto. I have to say that this award is going to be tough for me because I listened to all the records carefully at home, and I was like, oh man, recording of the year and producer of the year. It was very tough to imagine who would get this award. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the prompter to go. Oh, there we go. I agree. There we go. So I've been around for a while, so I know a lot of these people, but along with the folks that I know, that it's really good to see some new names. Aurelia's Matchedash Parish, who's joined the circle. Also really appreciate that nominees are coming from New Brunswick, from Quebec, from rural Ontario, from British Columbia, and the honorary province of Nashville. So let's find out how things end up, shall we?
The nominees for Recording and Producer of the Year, sponsored by Gypsy Soul Records, are Amour by Colin Linden and Luther Dickinson on Stony Plain Records, produced by Colin Linden.
Mad Love by Don Tyler Watson, produced by Francois Tifo and Don Tyler Watson.
For Love and Money by Harp Dog Brown on Doghouse Records, produced by Steve Dawson.
Saturday Night by Matchedash Parish on Make It Real Records, produced by Lance Anderson.
Halfway Home by Morning by Matt Anderson on True North Records, produced by Steve Dawson.
And the Maple Blues Award for Recording and Producer of the Year goes to Don Tyler Watson for Mad Love, produced by Francois Tifo.
Put something on these teleprompters for me to say. Hello. This is amazing. It's been an amazing year for me. This album was an amazing experience for me. As you can see, there was a lot of energy, a lot of pain went into writing it. A lot of energy went into writing it, a lot of talent. First of all, I want to thank Francois Tifo, who was the producer, and he just brought this record right out of me. The incredible band that I get to work with, the Ben Racine Band, one of the most understated blues acts in the country, and Ben Racine and the engineer Nikki, who's also our drummer, Nikki Esther, everybody who worked on this record, the guests who were on this record, Steve Mariner, Steve Hill, they said yes. That's so awesome. I mean, when you turn around at some point in your career and you look at the people you're surrounded by and they are the best, that means the world to me. You know, I didn't really think I was that good for so long in my life, and here I am, and you guys think I'm good, so I'm forgetting a lot of people. This album is a labor of love. It came out of a very, very dark time in my life and a rough breakup of a very short-lived marriage. And every time I perform it, I am healed. So thank you all. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to everyone, the people who are playing it, the DJs, all the people who work in the industry. Thank you to the Toronto Blues Society who have supported me since 1998. My first nomination. Thank you to the Montreal Blues Society and to the fans who helped us get to where we are right now. And I really don't know what else to say, but thank you. God bless you.
Well, before we move on, I just want to say that it's really hard for me to believe that it's been over 30 years since I was on the board of directors of the Toronto Blues Society, where we would sit in the bar at the Isabella Hotel, drinking beer, stuffing envelopes, and the very place where David Bernard and I did come up with the idea for the Women's Blues Review, and where Res Blues was born as well, which I'm really glad to see is on the docket for this year, so please buy your tickets to that as well. So this year's nominees for the B.B. King International Artist of the Year are representative of some of the finest artists, young and old, working in the United States today. So good luck to each and every one.
The nominees for B.B. King International Artist of the Year are Buddy Guy, Christone Kingfish Ingram, Ghost Town Blues Band, Larkin Poe, Mavis Staples.
It's no lie, this is really exciting, this part. It's like, ah! The Maple Blues Award for the B.B. King International Artist of the Year goes to Buddy Guy! So unfortunately, Buddy's not coming this evening, but I am accepting this award on behalf of Buddy Guy, and I'm sure he's going to be very, very pleased to hear this. Thank you.
That's pretty funny and awesome. Tonight, the Toronto Blues Society is inviting you to get interactive on social media. Everyone who posts about their experience tonight with the hashtag MapleBlues2020 on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook will be entered into a draw for the following prizes. 2 tickets to see Raul Maiden and Lionel Luke here at Koerner Hall on February 29th. 2 tickets to see the Res Blues 25th anniversary at Lula Lounge on April 16th. 1 TBS 35th anniversary t-shirt, 1 Women's Blues Review t-shirt, and the winner will be announced on the Toronto Blues Society's social media feed 1 week from tonight. So get posting, hashtag MapleBlues2020, and I'm not gonna miss my chance at winning one of these awards. Can we get the house lights up one more time? On the count of 3, can you guys say MapleBlues2020 and then cheer a lot? 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Son Roberts is an award-winning Toronto-based singer-songwriter. He's also the president and chief creative officer of Blade Creative Branding. Putting these 2 creative selves together, last year, he introduced the idea of creating an award recognizing excellence in blues music videos. Tonight, he's here to share the realization of that dream. Son Roberts, everyone.
I think that's Cow Cash Boogie. That's on my second record. Go get that record. It'll help me pay for this award. Thanks. So first of all, I just want to say that it's such a pleasure to be here. And the first edition of this Sapphire Award was a rousing success. We had nearly 50 entries. Some of them are fantastic. and some of them were not. But it took a serious effort nonetheless to view them all, and I'd like to thank our judges for their diligence and their dedication. I mean, you know, it took a lot of work. And so our judges this year were Bay Wayman, an award-winning Canadian documentary filmmaker. Let's hear it for Bay. Bay was one of those guys that asked a lot of questions and really cared. Elliot Grove, who's a founder of the Rain Dance Film Festival and the British Independent Film Awards, so he's a bit of a shooter. And David Sparrow. Let's hear it for Elliot. And David Sparrow, national president of the Alliance of Canadian Cinema, Television, and Radio Artists, better recognized as ACTRA, and David is in the house. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, thank you. Great work. I'd also like to recognize the tireless efforts of Nancy McGovern, without whom this whole idea would have never come to fruition, I tell you. She's a fantastic woman, and I am delighted and grateful to be her husband. Behind every reasonably capable man is an equally fabulous woman. In this case, she's out in front of me there. The Sapphire Award is about advancing the blues and gently insisting that this is not just old-timey music that needs to be enshrined, swaddled in nostalgia, and kept alive. The blues needs to be relevant to the here and now, just as it was when it came from the desperate yet hopeful people who created this music and who would not be kept down. Our winning video has captured that sentiment powerfully. It features a great song, a big cast, and amazing production values. But before we reveal that winner, let me share with you who our second and third prize winners are, respectively. In second prize, we have Tara Hazelton for Anybody's Baby. Let's hear it. It's a great piece. And in third place was the Lucas Hanneman Express for Ms. McGrim. Great track. Each is receiving a check for $250, and our congratulations for a really, really interesting video and great songs. Thanks very much. And now, on behalf of my agency, which is so pleased to be able to do this and to make a contribution to the blues because they mean so much to all of the music that I love, and of course the Toronto Blues Society, I'm honored to present the first Sapphire Award and a check for $1,500 for the best blues music video in Canada to Miss Emily for Hold Back the River.
Love, rescue me. Hold back the river and part the sea. 'Cause I know change is the devil's breed. Hold back the river and part the sea. Wind, blow, go and spread that seed. Hold back the river and part the sea. Because I know the shore is a place for me. Hold back the river and part the sea. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea. I said, hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea.
Coming up here or what? Here she is.
Oh gosh. Okay. Woo-hoo. I'm so grateful to be recognized for this video. There's a cast of 100 women who did this video, and our awesome director was Jay Middaugh, who said to me, I've got this idea. I said, I want to do a video for this song. And he said, why don't we see if we can get the Kingston Penitentiary? I can't imagine we can get it. And I was like, I don't know, I'll call my awesome manager, Gord Hunter, and he makes things happen all the time. And that's what happened. And they said, sure. And I just put a call out on Facebook, and we tried to keep everything super hush-hush, but 100 women stripped down all their makeup and wore ugly gym suits and marched in the cold, and that building is awful, I'll tell you right now. And we spent an entire day. I would like to thank Jeanette Blais. I would like to thank Margie Bailey Pfeiffer. I would like to thank Jude Morano, Farm Girl Tamara, and every single woman who took part in this, this video. And it was for the Me Too movement, and it was a day of bonding. I had my 13-year-old daughter there and her friend. She skipped school, and we just had a great time. And thank you so much for this recognition. We did this without any funding at all. So appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations to Miss Emily on her award. It's very exciting. Well, we mentioned earlier that 23 years ago, nobody would have imagined that we'd have a blues music video award tonight. And that got me thinking and wondering, well, what can we expect in 23 years from now? I know we're gonna have plastic oceans and the world's gonna be falling apart and musicians aren't gonna be living in Toronto because they can't afford it, because we can barely afford it now. But then I thought, maybe that won't be the case. Maybe future generations will step up and take over, and they'll bring their fierce talents and their bright ideas to every field, including the blues. After all, they're the ones who are gonna be hosting this event. They're the ones gonna be performing. They're gonna be keeping live music alive. And that got me thinking, well, why not welcome them into the equation now? Why not have their voices and their talents here literally tonight, right now, this evening? Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I welcome students from the Regent Park School of Music. Come on out, you guys. And the Humber Community Music Program. This is Alexic Seaman. This is Emmanuel Agayo. That's Alina Abdoun and Amal Hassan. We're gonna play a song together for you. It's the title track off the most recent Bad Luck Woman album. It's called Cruel Thing. Guys good? Girl, my heart skipped 3 more beats. When you were happy with that sweet pearl, I only felt defeat. No, it's not the same no more, baby, for you and me. When our eyes catch across the bar, it's a shame it wasn't there. Oh, do you remember love? Honey, way back when we used to tumble till we was dry, and then we'd do it again. No, it's not the same no more, baby, for you and me. When our eyes catch across the bar, it's the same old blues. You're my friend that loves me from now that I bet I am. My friend that gets me, one who understands that love is a cruel, time is a cruel, truth is a cruel thing. moving through the night. And now it's not the same no more, baby, for you and me. And when I rush catch across the bar, I wanna break the rules of misery. Slow, my friend, I lost me for now in a better hell. My friend that gets me, one who understands. Love is a love is a truth is a thing. My friend that loves me for now that I'm better hell. My friend that gets me, one who understands. That love is a truth is a cruel thing.
Raha, how are you? Nice to see you. So nice to see you. Thanks for speaking so well of me.
You want to give me a hug?
All right.
Okay.
It was 15 times. So, nice to see everybody. How you doing tonight? Most of you look pretty good. So, I'm not going to say who doesn't, though. My good friend Steve Dawson has produced and or played on more than 80 albums since the turn of the millennium, 7 of which are Juno Award winners. He's recorded music of his own that has explored blues, jazz, Hawaiian, rock, and experimental music. Cobalt Prize founder Paul Reddick thought Steve would be the perfect person to present our next award, so if you please welcome Steve Dawson.
How about this band, everybody? Yeah. The Cobalt Prize Contemporary Blues Composition Award is intended to inspire and recognize songwriters who are exploring the blues as an art form. Hearing the winning compositions from the past 5 years, I'd say Paul's mission is succeeding. This year, there were 43 songs submitted for consideration. A selection of juries made up of musicians Jenny Tai, Julian Taylor, and Laurie Cullen reviewed the entries. The jury took into consideration the ability of the compositions to creatively utilize blues traditions within the broader contemporary musical landscape. Paul thanks the Toronto Blues Society for its continuing support, Sarah French for publicity, and the jurors for their thoughtful listening. The Cobalt Award Prize money is provided by a generous, anonymous donor. The second and third runners-up each receive $250, and the winning composer receives a prize of $1,000. I will announce the winners in reverse order. Dun, 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 dun. This is fun, you're right. And we have a tie for second runner-up. The second runner-up the tie is between Joe Nolan, Paranoia Day 36 Blues, and Lauren Taggart, In My Company. Yeah. The first runner-up tonight is Bad Luck Woman and Her Misfortunes. The song is called Cruel Thing. And the winner of the Cobalt Prize this year is Rich Junko. The song is called Cope.
One man spin the reel, another tip the bottle. Each fight back to time to drift on into tomorrow. One man fight with silver, another crawl along the line. each one of them the same, just abiding the way they're separate.
Hey, it's Rich Junko back here on the East Coast. I wish I could be there with all of you. It's an honor to be recognized for my work at this year's Maple Blues Awards, and I'd like to thank Mike Trask, Carter Chaplin, and the rest of my team for bringing life to this song. As Paul Reddick, the founder of the Cobalt Prize, says, blues is a beautiful landscape. So I'm dedicating this award to all the beautiful people who work hard every day to keep blues alive across this great landscape of ours. Stay beautiful.
Did I just win something? I missed it. I was trying to like do my next quick change of the night, and then Dawn was like, just wear my jacket. So now I'm wearing her jacket. How does it look? Well, thank you. It was a little over 50 years ago that two brothers, who both loved the blues, decided to get rich and famous by starting a band. I guess you could still do that 50 years ago. The Downchild Blues Band became the house band at Grossman's Tavern here in Toronto. They recorded an album in a parking garage. They bought a van and started touring the country. They had a top 40 hit. Band members came and went, more than 120, I've read. Famous friends recorded their songs and had worldwide hits with them. Wonder who. In 50 years, Downchild has 18 recordings to its name, touring and playing more shows than anyone can remember. There's been some recognition from the music industry, the Canada's music industry, a belated Juno Award in 2014, but mainly the band has just gone about its business on its own. Through all the ups and the downs and the all-arounds, the band's leader, Donnie, Mr. Downchild Walsh, has never lost his love for the blues. And for that reason, Downchild's fans are fantastically loyal and eternally grateful. Donnie likes to spend the winter in Costa Rica with his family, so he's not here to share in this acknowledgement of Downchild's incredible 50 years surviving in this tough business called the blues. But lucky for us, our friends Holger Peterson and Chris Martin of CBC's Saturday Night Blues recorded an interview with Donnie last year during the 50th anniversary tour. Here's an excerpt from Holger's conversation with Donnie Walsh.
Donnie Walsh, great to see you again, my friend.
You too, Holger.
Thank you. Downchild started back in June 1969, and I think that first gig was at Grossman's Tavern, which was that also where Downchild started in many ways?
Downchild started there.
Yeah.
And we did a couple of little gigs before that, like just street gigs, you know, playing around hippie days.
Yeah.
But that was our first gig.
Yeah.
And we were there for quite some time, honing.
Uh-huh. So that was you and Hawk, your brother,
Yeah.
back then, right?
And several other people.
And several other people, sure, yeah. I thought it was wonderful on this 50th anniversary tour that wherever Downchild goes, you have an opening act, and then I think you integrate that opening act into your set as well, and do a couple of tunes with them from time to time. And some people like Colin James, old friends of yours, they've been sitting in on some of these gigs.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great concept. I think my agent basically put that together initially. In fact, maybe totally. But I didn't know if that was going to work out because a bunch of different players in our band. But it's done really well. You know, it's everybody in the band's been really good with it. It's nice to have a different experience musically, live. So it's great for us, and the audience really gets off on it because it's probably an audience that has seen our guest and seen us, but not at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat.
And especially the fact that you're kind of like paying it forward in the sense that so many of these are young blues artists that you're passing the torch to and giving them a great experience of being on stage with Downchild.
Yeah. It's always it's all fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's not all fun. It's mostly all fun.
And the 50th anniversary tour is actually going to carry on to the 51st year, I hear. So that's great to see, because I've never seen so many Downchild dates for years now. You know, you've done a really long tour. You're still doing it, and it's going to carry on to next year as well.
Really? Yeah, it should be great. Yeah, we're looking forward to just doing the whole thing. And you know, there's a lot of places that we've been over the years that we haven't been for a long time. So it's neat to be able to go back, and a lot of people, wow, great to see you again. You know, I saw you back, and you know, so that's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all have you to thank for bringing the blues across Canada over and over and over again, and turning so many different people on to so many great blues sounds and the Downchild sound. So thank you for that, Donnie.
You're welcome.
I hope I'm still going strong in 50 years. That's really quite incredible. Speaking of anniversaries, this is Toronto Blues Society's 35th year. And while the official birthday party isn't until later this year, the commemorative anniversary t-shirts, designed by none other than Michael Wycraft, are available in the lobby tonight. So make sure you grab one out there. Here to present the next set of awards are Meryl Ghosh, project coordinator at SOCAN Foundation, and Anna Ruddick, touring bassist with City and Colour and a member of Ian Blurton's Future Now. Here they come.
This is both of our first Maple Blues words.
It is.
You go first.
Thank you. So there is no shortage of first-rate acoustic blues artists in Canada. Listening to the recordings of tonight's 5 nominees, I think it's safe to say that the roots of blues are alive and well in Canada. Congratulations as well to Big Dave McLean and James Jerome Browne for their Juno nominations. Good luck, everyone.
Tonight's nominees for Acoustic Act of the Year, sponsored by Folk Music Ontario, are Big Dave McLean, Harry Manx, Manx Mariner Mainline, Matt Anderson, Michael Jerome Browne.
The award for the Acoustic Act of the Year goes to Matt Anderson. Unfortunately, couldn't be with us tonight, but sent a video of his
It is my last
acceptance.
day here in Jamaica, and was just given some fantastic news that you all chose me for Acoustic Act of the Year. Thank you so much for that. It really is amazing the support you guys have given me over the last few years, and I never take any of these awards lightly, and it's always a real boost to I don't know, to make you feel good. Thanks so much for helping me feel good, and I hope I do the same for you. And going to leave you with another little shot of the skyline here. A little bit of my forehead, fading off. Thanks, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing weekend, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Great blues bass players are the ones in the band that may not get the most recognition. But when's the last time you danced to a guitar solo? No matter who I'm playing with, as a lifelong student of the bass, the great blues bass players from Willie Dixon to Jack Bruce are my absolute foundation. The nominees in this category are amazing, versatile players who deserve lots of appreciation. Here's to all of them.
The nominees for Bassist of the Year are Alec Fraser, Alec McElchran, Gary Kendall, Keith Pico, Leanne Stanton.
Okay, so the Maple Blues Award for Bass Player of the Year goes to my buddy Alec McElchran.
Call us the tabernacle. Oh. Yeah, I had a lot of really great funny things planned to say, you know. But like most bass solos, you spend the whole night thinking about things you want to say, places you might want to go, and then you get your 3 seconds and it all goes out of your head and it's, crap. So, thank you to Paul Delorier, Sam Harrison. And thank you to René Moisin and everybody at Bros. Thank you to Angel Forrest and her gang, Denis and Sly, and Ricky Paquette. Thank you to the Toronto Blues Society. Yeah, I had lots of stuff. Now I'm sort of shaking a little bit, You don't think these things are important. You think it's important just to be out there, put your head down, stick on the ice, keep playing. And then, yeah. Turns out it's really goddamn important. Thank you so much. Thanks to my honey of 30 years. Turns out my boyfriend's been a woman all this time. Elizabeth Bacot.
Well, crazy year that 2019 was. There were a number of notable highlights in the world of blues. The Blues Foundation inducted Aretha Franklin, Booker T and the MGs, Count Basie, Ida Cox, and Pee Wee Crayton into its Hall of Fame. This past weekend, the foundation presented its annual International Blues Challenge, and Canada was well represented in the challenge. The breaking news is that Ottawa's Horojo Trio with J.W. Jones won the finals in the band category. And J.W. won the Gibson Guitar Award for Best Band Guitarist as well. Awesome. So way to go. Way to keep the I prominent in IBC. That's amazing. Congrats to Sue Foley for her nomination in the Traditional Blues Female Artist category, and Dawn Tyler Watson for her nomination in the Instrumentalist Vocals category at the 41st Blues Music Awards taking place in May. Congratulations to Colin Linden for winning the 2020 Grammy Award for Best Americana Album. It was a co-production with Kep Mo on the recording Oklahoma. The 2019 Juno Blues Album of the Year was awarded to Colin James for Miles to Go, who won the same category at last year's Maple Blues Awards, along with 100 other awards that night. So congratulations to him. And congratulations to Big Dave McLean, Dawn Tyler Watson, Durham County Poets, Michael Jerome Browne, and White Horse, this year's Juno nominees. But with the good news, there also was some bad news last year. The much-loved Mac Rebenak, aka Dr. John, passed away, as well as his contemporary and friend Art Neville. Other notable artists from the world of blues and R&B who died include Andre Williams, Muscle Shoals session player Jimmy Johnson, Eddie Taylor Jr., and Beverly Guitar Watkins. Here in Canada, we too experience sadness and loss. Tonight's show is dedicated to the artists and the contributions that they made to our community. Please join me in watching this visual remembrance of friends we lost in 2019. John Linden is a dear friend of this community whose home is Nashville these days when he's not on the road supporting his new recording, Amour. Connie Rubel is the proprietor of Mississippi Queen Foods, a southern food restaurant in Hamilton with soul. Please welcome your next presenters.
It's fantastic to be here with you.
It is.
It's fantastic to be here with everybody.
I'm just wondering if they're clapping for you or me. That's all I'm trying to figure out.
I would say, and this is just a guess, foods, Southern foods, Hamilton, gotta be you.
Good answer, Colin. Good answer.
The Blues with a Feeling Award was first awarded the year Toronto Blues Society was founded in 1985. A Lifetime Achievement Award. It honors Canadians who've made a lasting contribution to the blues community over the passage of their career. The mighty, mighty Ellen McElwain was recognized last year. My friend Holger Peterson, Diana Braithwaite, Paul James, Donnie Walsh, and a guy you'll be seeing perform in a minute, Big Dave McLean, are a few of those who have been awarded. I was honored to have received it myself in 2006, and I'm thrilled to be in such great company as all of these people and all the ones who came before.
Sponsored by Stony Plain Records, the nominees for the Blues with a Feeling Award are Alec Fraser,
Brant Parkin,
Danny Brooks,
Joe Murphy,
Ken Whiteley,
Michael Fonfara,
Michael Jerome Browne,
Tom Lavin.
The winner of the Blues with a Feeling Award is Michael Jerome Browne.
Oh boy. Where's my, I did jot down a few things here. Boy. Gotta say, I find this surprising that I won this award. I mean, look at that list of people. It's crazy, but I guess people voted for me. Thank you so much for voting for me. But what were you, drunk? Anyway, I stole that line from Jan Arden. Anyway, I wasn't sure I wanted to win this award because, you know, it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's like, well, I feel like, well, maybe I haven't achieved everything I want to achieve, you know, so, and I feel like maybe I'm not that, I'm probably the youngest person on that list. But I know, Colin, I know you when you were not very old. So I guess it's okay. But there is so much that I would like to achieve still. For instance, actually making a good living in this business. That's something. I'm just putting these things out to the universe. I'd like to, you know, find somebody to take over the booking. I've been doing it the last 20 some odd years. I mean, of course, except for René Moisin and Rose, thank you so much for booking me in Quebec, but I need somebody for outside of Quebec and the rest of the world. And yeah, it'd be great to get more I'd like to say thank you, Canada, for all the recognition I've gotten over the years. It's great. I've had 34 nominations at the Maple Blues Awards, and this one is my second win. But thank you. And so I'd like to have a list of people to thank. I got to thank B. Marcus, my partner. Thank you for all the support over the years. Thanks for the great songwriting. And I'd like to thank Stephen Barry and the Stephen Barry Band, who I learned a lot from when I was playing with them for 14 years back in the day. John McCulgan, who plays drums with me, going back to those days with Stephen Barry. René Moisin et les Productions Bro. Borealis Records, 19 years with Borealis Records. That's a long time. Thank you so much for all the faith you've had in me. Larry O'Malley. Yeah, Larry, greatest sound man, just out of Sherbrooke, Quebec. I've been working with him since 1994, back when I was with the Stephen Barry Band. La Société Blues de Montréal, merci beaucoup pour tout votre support et encouragement. The Toronto Blues Society, for all, you guys are awesome. Just what you do for Canadian blues is incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah. My mentors back in the day, Big Moose Walker, Hubert Sumlin. Big Moose, okay, yeah. Played a lot with Big Moose. Johnny Johnson, Hubert, I already said Hubert Sumlin. Magic Slim, and Van Piano Man Walls, who I got a chance to play with quite a bit. And more recently, Eric Bibb. Thank you so much for the 15 years or so that we've been playing together, and all the encouragement you've given me. And the DJs, all the DJs in the blues and in the folk world who've played my CDs over the years, thank you. All the volunteers, and a lot of those DJs are volunteers, they don't make money. The festival volunteers, the people who run concert series and house concerts, all the fans, the people, the crowdfunders, the people, my last record was the first time I ever did that. And thank you so much for helping me out. I'd like to thank the Canada Council for the Arts for helping me out over the years a lot, and also the Conseil des Arts et Lettres du Québec, Factor, and the SOCAN Foundation. And yeah, thank you so much. This is a real honor to get this award. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I think this is the most important award, Entertainer of the Year. How's that for a big responsibility? And they gave it to me. The nominated artists love to entertain their fans, and their fans appreciate them all the more because of that. And that's how great artists keep growing their audience. Good luck to everyone.
Sponsored by TD Kitchener Blues Festival, the nominees for Entertainer of the Year are Don Tyler Watson, Downchild Blues Band, Miss Emily, Samantha Martin and Delta Sugar, Sue Foley,
The winner of the Maple Blues Entertainer of the Year goes to Downchild Blues Band. Accepting on behalf is Gary Kendall and Chuck Jackson.
Oh, Michael Funfair.
Funfair.
Gary Kendall.
You guys is the greatest.
What a great day. Didn't you guys know Flip, Flop, and Fly? Got to say, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we know James Browne was the godfather of soul, but I think we all realize that Donnie Walsh was the godfather of Canadian blues. If it wasn't for him, a lot of us wouldn't be here right now. And I'd just like to thank all the guys in the band. I think you'd want to thank everybody, Gary, Pat, Michael, Fitzy, and this is a great award, 50 years, and let's hope we can get this award again in another 10.
The 60th.
The 60th, we'll be there. I just want to say one thing. I've been in the band for 30 years, and Donnie phoned me this morning, and he said, Chuck, your apprenticeship's over, you get paid now. So thank you, Mr. Walsh.
An honor, of course, and Donnie Walsh is one of my favorite people in the world. I just want to say I've only been there for 28 years, so I'm a newcomer. And you know, we have had some great times on the road, and if it wasn't for all of you guys, we'd be playing at home in the garage. Thank you so much.
For me, it was June of 1985, and I was 25 years old, and I've been with Donnie ever since, and really without Donnie Walsh and Hawk Walsh, there wouldn't be blues in Canada. So here it goes, we're gonna hit the 60th for sure. Thank you.
I'm one of the Downchild members that's been in the band twice. There's a few of us, yeah, well, had to get it right the second time. There's a couple of people we need to thank. Todd Littlefield, Diesel Entertainment, who has done a great job putting the 50th anniversary tour together. Our tour manager, Art Taberge. Can you imagine what it would be like trying to wrangle this bunch of people from one city to the other? Not easy at all. And of course, Downchild fans, just the best. Keep us in business year after year after year. But fellas, I think it's a back off moment here, and we'll let Mr. Downchild say a few words.
I just found out we won Entertainer of the Year, and this is really great, and it's wonderful to be acknowledged, and it's been a great career, had a great time, lots of great people, and thanks again. Perfect.
Okay. Is everybody having a good time so far? Awesome. Well, congratulations to all the winners so far. Our next guest performer is about ready to go, but before they do, there are a few little points of business to get out of the way. First of all, don't forget to post a comment or photo about your experience tonight here with the hashtag. What's the hashtag? Very good. Maple Blues 2020. Everyone who does that is going to be automatically entered into the draw to win one of those amazing prizes. So don't miss your chance at that. Second thing, there is merch to purchase in the lobby, including those TBS 35th anniversary t-shirts, as well as music by all the artists who are featured in the show tonight. And for a little shameless self-promotion, my band, we don't have any t-shirts or anything, but we have hot sauce. So you can pick up your own bottle of Bad Luck Woman hot sauce in the lobby. And the last thing is enjoy the 20-minute intermission after this last performance. Grab a drink, tip your bartender. Just be sure to be back in your seat at the end of the 20 minutes because we've got a great second half lined up and it's going to start with or without you. So get back in here as soon as intermission is over. Winnipeg's Big Dave McLean last performed at the Maple Blues Awards way back in the year 2000. But it's not like he hasn't been super busy since then. His latest Juno-nominated recording is Pocket Full of Nothin'. Here to perform Songs of the Blues is the legendary Big Dave McLean.
There we go.
the Atlanta moment. Or Robert Johnson sing out about his Mississippi Delta home. Ah, there's a passion comes from deep inside, a pure emotion that you just can't hide. These are the songs of the blues, they keep me feeling satisfied. They're songs of men loving women, women out there loving their man. Songs of happiness and sorrow, people doing the best that they can. They're songs that simply make you cry. Yeah, songs to give you faith in the sweet by and by. They are the songs of the blues that have a soul that will never die. I said poverty and anger, loneliness and liquor, ain't nothing in the world bring you down any quicker. But a love that's lost, that brings on the songs of the blues. Styles of the blues. You got Piedmont, Chicago, Delta, Texas, just to name a few. Now the one thing I would like to say, wow, the blues can lift you up in so many ways. These are the songs of the blues, man. Keep it satisfied. Poverty and anger, loneliness and liquor, ain't nothing in the world bring you down any quicker. But a love that's lost, that brings on these songs of the blues.
Big Dave McLean. All right, we're going to take an intermission right now. I was told earlier that there's a bar on every floor, so you don't have to go all the way down into the lobby bar. Just if you're in the balconies, head to the bar closest to you, get yourself a drink. We'll be right back. Thank you, everybody. Please welcome back Raha Javanfar.
Welcome back to part 2 of the 23rd Annual Maple Blues Awards. I hope everyone's having a great evening so far. And there's lots more good stuff to come. And hey again to the people at home. I have no idea where to look when I say that, but hello, I hope you're having a good time too. And I hope that if you're posting comments or photos about tonight's experience, you hashtag Maple Blues 2020 and mention where you're watching from. We would love to know. We've been listening to the Maple Blues Band tonight do their magic this evening. Anyone keeping track of how many stings they've played? Many. It's amazing stuff. So it's time to meet the players. And to do that, I'm going to invite band leader, bassist, and musical director to introduce everyone. Let's hear it for Gary Kendall.
Thank you. Thank you, Raha. This is the 21st year that the Maple Blues Band has been part of this fabulous celebration. And I got to say, we value this job. We're very happy to be here. I'd just like to take a second to mention that for any of you that have been paying attention over the years, you'll notice that we're only firing on 7 cylinders tonight. We're missing one of our band members. Al Lerman unfortunately broke his wrist beginning of January, and we thought for a couple of seconds about getting a sub for him, and then realized that Al was irreplaceable because he played harmonica, harmonica, second tenor saxophone, and acoustic guitar. So the one advantage to having a large band, if one member can't make it, you try doing it with what's left, and there's a lot left on the bandstand tonight. So Al will be healing for a couple of months, and then he'll be back in action, doing his solo work and playing. And also, I would like to recognize some past members of the Maple Blues Band for their contributions to help build the Maple Blues Awards into what they are today. And that would be Michael Fonfara, Chris Whiteley, Tom Bona, and Chris Murphy. Now tonight, doing what I think is just a great job for you, on the baritone saxophone, Allison Young. On the Hammond B3 organ, the grand piano, and accordion, Lance Anderson. On trumpet, Howard Moore. On the guitar, Teddy Leonard. On the tenor saxophone and arrangements, Pat Carey. And on drums and percussion, Jim Cassidy.
Awards is Josh Grossman, Artistic Director for Toronto Downtown Jazz and producer of the annual TD Toronto Jazz Festival. He's joined by Diana Wesley, Senior Content Coordinator and Associate at Harvard Web Center. Welcome.
Thank you. Such a pleasure to be here. It's always fun to come to these events. And we meet all kinds of new and fantastic people, like my co-presenter, Diana, here. Hello. And it turns out, we were chatting before the show, we're both trumpet players, which is amazing. You know what they say about trumpet players? Well, how many trumpet players does it take to screw in a light bulb? Well, only one. We wait for the world to turn around us.
So this is not about us.
Oh, right, yeah, right.
So let's focus on what's next.
Right. There are many great factors that make a great blues singer. Besides having a good voice, it comes down to being able to truthfully tell a story and being able to connect with one's emotions in order to bring them out in a song. Many people sing and sound good, but we all know the moment when we hear a truly great singer.
Sponsored by the Limestone City Blues Festival, the nominees for Female Vocalist of the Year are Angel Forrest, Dawn Tyler Watson, Miss Emily, Samantha Martin, Shakura Saeda.
The winner of the Maple Blues Award for Female Vocalist of the Year is Miss Emily.
You know what's kind of cool is this is sponsored by the Limestone City Blues Festival. That's where I live, Kingston, Ontario. So because I was not expecting this, I wrote something half-assed backstage, just in case something came up, and so I'm hoping this will fit into 1 minute because I've been doing this for 20 years. So I would like to take this opportunity, oh my God, okay, to thank the Toronto Blues Society, Derek Andrews, Huma, and the group of people who were responsible for me being nominated in the first place, because it was honestly the biggest delight to have. It's an amazing feeling being recognized for my life's work, and the gratitude I have for this moment is so hard to put into words. Major love to my fellow nominees. I know you already know they're amazing, and I'm absolutely honored to be recognized with them. I would like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, my stepmom Bonnie, my extended family. Takes a village to raise a me, I always say. Tashi and Susie. Special love to my husband Jay. He's the most handsome man in the room. You'll know who he is. To my stepkids Sid and Clay, and to my daughter Piper, who is 14, who is my person here with me tonight down front, because she's just such a good sidekick, and she's been on this journey, and she had no choice. So, a huge thanks to my amazing team, my manager Gord Hunter, and his beautiful wife Jeanette, to Jude Morano. I know a lot of you are just going to tag her and stuff tonight. Thank you for that. To Margie Bailey Pfeiffer, to Mark LeBlanc from Fab, to Eric Alper, to Amanda Relier-Voss from Remix. Huge thanks and love to my bandmates, past and present. You are only as good as the people you are on stage with, and they deserve just as much credit for everything that I get in this, in the recognition. Thanks to Gord Sinclair and Rob Baker, who are from Kingston, and the Kingston community of musicians is strong and mighty and awesome. I say musicians, but I mean music workers, sound people, everybody. It's a beautiful community. I'm so honored to be a part of it. To my amazing communities of Prince Edward County, and when I was ready to find a life partner that I wasn't related to Kingston as well. Thank you so much. My family's been there a very long time. Thanks to everybody who buys CDs and attends shows. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I played bar gigs for 1 million years, and this is the only reason why I'm here. Like, it's literally 20 years. Thank you to everybody who has booked me, from the small venue promoter and to the big festival people. I'm just so honored to play all of the shows. All the opportunities are amazing, and my entire team is grateful to you for that. We thank you so much. To all of the incredible volunteers, especially those of you I've met this past year, because I say to my band, you know, maybe this past year was a really great year for us. I'm like, maybe this is the early one. Who knows? We don't know. But we will never be the best, but at least we can be the nicest. And we can meet people, and we can just like meet so many different people who love music like we do. And big love to the Light of Day Foundation, an international organization I work with who provided me many opportunities. They're amazing people. I don't know if I recognize Jay Middaugh, who directed the video. The Sapphire Award thing was like, what just happened? I could never explain everything there. Deb Hamilton. I have so many people to thank. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for listening. I'm so excited. And thank you to my friends for being here. Thank you to my friends.
All right, great horn sections are the special sauce of an amazing arrangement. A skilled horn soloist can take a song to a higher level where the aim is to create a truly moving blues experience for the listener. You've heard what a horn player in this band can do, right? Am I right? Yeah. Right? Horn players, you get to blow your own horn tonight. Please look at the nominees for the Horn Player of the Year.
This year's nominees for Horn Player of the Year are Chris Whiteley, Kevin Jalbert, Loretta Hale, Matt Moose Mousseau, Richard Thornton.
Okay, and the winner is, we have a tie. We have two winners, Chris Whiteley and Matt Moose Mousseau.
Thank you very much. Well, on behalf of Matt and myself, thank you very much for this award. I'm very grateful. And the thing is, there's so many fantastic horn players in this country. There's three of them right over there. Yeah. And I think the future is bright. When we saw that group from Regent Park and all those young kids up there playing the horns, I know there's going to be a lot of more worthy recipients of this award, and it's great to see that the tradition of playing the horn is carrying on in the blues. So thank you very much.
Although Matt couldn't be here, he has a video that he sent to us to accept his award.
Wow, thank you very much. I'm so honored and touched by that award. It's very meaningful for me because it marked my 15 years in the blues industry. And for that, I really want to thank my mentor from the beginning, Kevin Mark and little Frankie Tifo. Merci tellement, les boys. I also want to thank Don and Ben. I'm so proud to be part of your band and all the band members too. Nikki Estar, François Dubé, Johnny Saturday, Charles Trudel, mes partenaires de section, Nick Boulay, Kevin Jalbert. Je suis tellement choyé de pouvoir jouer avec des musiciens de votre calibre. Je voudrais aussi remercier Brian Slack et les bénévoles de la Blues Society, ma famille qui m'a toujours supporté, Jude, I love you. Guys, cheers. Have a good evening. Thank you very much.
The next presentation is the Blues Booster Award of the Year. The award was established to acknowledge the behind-the-scenes efforts of individuals and organizations making positive contributions to Canadian blues communities. The Blues Booster recipient is chosen by the Toronto Blues Society's Board of Directors. To present the award, please welcome Huma Ooster, Toronto Blues Society's office manager, and Linda Turu, manager of Borealis Records.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it cool, Huma, that the Maple Blues Awards are being live streamed online all over the world?
Exactly. In fact, I would like to say hi to my family and friends in Istanbul. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. You're watching.
Hello, family in Canada, across Canada, and in Estonia. But hey, we'd better get down to business. We're here to boost the Blues Booster.
Yes, the string buster.
Colorblind Brian,
the Buddha of the blues.
Originally from Sherbrooke, Quebec, Brian Blaine was a mover and shaker in Montreal. He worked in advertising. He worked for major studios, produced records that crisscrossed folk and pop, and using his skills as a journalist, he wrote about music. Brian relocated to Toronto in 1990, where he connected with the Toronto Blues Society, becoming, as he says, the barely managing editor of Maple Blues, publishing an astonishing 360 editions of the monthly newsletter. We did the math. That's about 250,000 words. A constant presence in the Toronto club scene, capturing phone video clips, news, and gossip, Brian is a connector who always has a kind and encouraging word for all he meets. And he promotes the blues at every opportunity.
Brian is much respected by an enormous community of fans and friends in music. He is an unsung hero and a gentle, lovable teddy bear. Since the day we met, Brian has been incredibly helpful. When I first came to Canada, I wasn't really feeling so hopeful about the future, but Brian's never-ending positivity has taught me that a good heart can and does survive on this earth. I bet anyone in this audience who has shared a moment with Brian can relate to this. An unsung hero and a lovable teddy bear, as mentioned, Brian is much respected by an enormous community of fans and friends in music. Brian is going to help us actually carry the TBS merchandise back to the office with his car tonight. So if you guys want to help out too, you can lighten his load by purchasing some fine merch after the show. Thank you very much.
Let's shop. After so many years of behind-the-scenes work, it's wonderful that Brian is being recognized for all he's done in service of the music and the musicians he respects and loves. Oh, and do you know, he's releasing a brand new album very soon. We hope he'll tell us all about it.
And to accept his award as Blues Booster of the Year, please welcome to the stage this year's recipient, Brian Blaine.
When you take your time, you know, and he can actually play through the whole 24-bar thing that he's worked out. It's been great hearing this band backing up everybody. And, you know, I don't think the girls mentioned it, but this award is the only one that you know in advance. So the surprise element for me happened like a month ago, and thank you very much to the Toronto Blues Society. But it was great to know that I'm going to be up here. I even brought a bag to carry around the award because I have seen too many accidents happen in all my years here at the awards evening. And of course I had time to write and rewrite, and oh my God. But my first thought was, even band went away, but I had a whole idea for this presentation that, maybe I'll get up and somebody will hand me a guitar and then we'll kick into a blues tune with the band. Well, that didn't fly, but I've had the privilege to spend the last 30 years in Toronto playing and working behind the scenes. Surrounded by music and musicians has been the blessing of a lifetime. In my younger days, I spent 5 years straight on the road with no fixed address, but when I got to Toronto in 1990, I was glad I could do something besides play guitar, because there was just not enough work to keep a body going. And still kind of like that. Everybody's hustling. And back then, you were either a full-time musician or you were not. I remember arriving and being asked that question, and the term weekend warrior was not a compliment. Some players thought the part-timers were cluttering up the landscape and reducing their opportunities, but now there's such an avalanche of music out there, you just have to carve out a niche for yourself and find your crowd, and that's what we're all trying to do. For those who really got their career going, they discover the reward for working real hard is even more hard work. If you tour 100 days and do well, the reward is you get to go back and tour 200 days. And don't be surprised if the increase in gross income is not reflected in your take-home pay. You know what I'm talking about. The bigger the band gets, the leader keeps taking less, And these awards are really acknowledging the hard work that these wonderful musicians have been, not just their talent, because it really takes a lot more than talent to get up to this level. And those of us that aren't able to work that hard on their music because maybe you got a job, or maybe you don't even like to work that hard, And but it doesn't make the music any less worthy of respect. I dare say there were a lot of great bluesmen who did not have the work ethic that you need nowadays to succeed. And these hard workers, they clock their proverbial 10,000 hours in 5 or 10 years, but even if it takes 50 years, like I did, it might even help you nurture a style all your own and a sound, and that's something that every artist strives for. Now, when you don't get to play every night, you've got to practice. That's an alien concept to me, but I will try to play a song over and over till I get it right. But the pros out there will play it over and over till they can't get it wrong, Jack de Kaiser, And once you make it to the big stage, you're expected to give a flawless performance, and I don't know that I ever have or ever will, but I still love to play, and so I'm accepting this award on behalf of all of the bluesicians out there who will never make it to the big time, but no matter how often you play or how well you play, there is still the same joy and fulfillment from connecting with an audience or packing a dance floor. And it doesn't matter if it's an audience of 3,000 or 30, the thrill is never gone. And maybe like me, you're still playing cowboy chords with a capo, but if you're feeling it and if you've got a groove going, it's all good. So I encourage everybody to keep playing the blues, and if you don't play them yet, pick up an instrument. It's actually good when you get to a certain age. It's good for the circulation. And the editor in me came out, how long have we been using the American spelling of honoring on our badge up there? Note to self. Thank you very much. That's Michael Jerome. Michael, I got your thing here.
Speaking of Michael, the last time Montreal's Michael Jerome Browne performed at the Maple Blues Awards was back in 2003. Michael's been nominated multiple times, but the last time he actually won an MBA was in 2001. So congratulations on your win tonight. Let's get reacquainted with the music of Michael Jerome Browne.
gonna stay? Let me just see. Okay, that should be good. Let's plug this into. I feel so grateful to be able to sing and play for you tonight. Thank you, Toronto Blues Society, for inviting me. Now, I'm going to need your help on this one. Turn this on. There we go. The old standby switch. I'm going to do a song that comes from a wonderful singer from North Mississippi, from the illustrious Hemphill family. Her name was Sydney Carter. And I need your help, like I said. You know that song, Oh Mary, Don't You Weep? Well, it's nothing like that. But it's obviously related. Now, the lyrics are quite, of the chorus, which I'd like you to help me out on, are quite simple. It goes Pharaoh, and then it goes Pharaoh. And then it goes Pharaoh's army sure got drowned, and then it goes Pharaoh, and that's it. Now I'll play a bit, and then I'll sing it once, and then I'll ask you to sing it with me after that. Hold on a second here. Let me get myself situated. Pharaoh's army sure got drowned, Pharaoh. All right, help me out now. Pharaoh. I know there's a lot of great singers out there, both professional and non. So help me out here, because let's start it that way again. Pharaoh. Pharaoh. Pharaoh's army sure got drowned, Pharaoh. Go down, go down, go down, Israel, lead your children, go down. Pharaoh, help me out. Pharaoh, let's have church. Pharaoh's army sure got drowned, Pharaoh. Farewell, fare you well, fare you well, I'm sure gonna leave you, farewell. Pharaoh, Pharaoh, yeah. Pharaoh's army sure got drowned, Pharaoh. One last last time. Pharaoh's army sure got drowned at Pharaoh. Thank you so much.
It's really an honor for me to get to watch so many amazing performances tonight. Hi, Dave. Thank you. It's time now to acknowledge the funders and sponsors of the Maple Blues Awards. Without their crucial support, my multiple outfits and the rest of this show would not be possible. And I'm going to continue to tell you how amazing they are until Gary's got his bass on. So take your time, Gary. It's all good. Okay, we're going to pay our little tribute to the funders of this show when the band's ready.
Factor, through the financial support of the Government of Canada and Canada's private radio broadcasters.
Ontario Creates. SOCAN Foundation. Toronto Arts Council. Ontario Arts Council.
Stony Plain Records.
Long and McQuaid Musical Instruments.
TD Kitchener Blues Festival.
Gypsy Soul Records.
RBC Blues Fest.
Lee Oscar Harmonicas.
Limestone City Blues Festival.
Tim Hortons Southside Shuffle Jazz and Blues Festival.
Cordova Bay Entertainment.
Music by the Bay Live.
Folk Music Ontario.
SOCAN.
Let's hear it for our sponsors. Now, y'all know that the show is not over until it is over. And tonight, this show is headed straight into the afterglow. And no, I'm not talking about that feeling the morning after a night of good shaggin'. I am talking about the Blackburn Brothers performing in the lobby Afterglow Jam tonight. They're going to do a set and then begin inviting tonight's nominees and winners to join them in the year's best jam session. So stick around, we're just getting warmed up. Shamaka Ali is a Memphis-born rhythm guru, a critical resource for countless musicians needing an injection of his fat back beat. His co-presenter, Celine Peterson, was unable to be here tonight, so Shamaka is going to present both awards on their behalf. Please welcome him to the stage.
y'all doing? You know, pianos are percussion instruments. Now, I'm a percussionist and I play the piano. Not really. But I wouldn't call myself a piano player. That would be the 5 nominated in this category. Good luck to the kings and queens of the 88s.
The nominees for Piano Keyboard Player of the Year are David Vest, Dwayne Blackburn, Jenny Tai, Jesse O'Brien, Kenny Blues Boss Wayne,
The Maple Blues Award for Piano Keyboard Player of the Year goes to Kenny Blues Boss Wayne. Kenny couldn't be here with us tonight, but accepting his award with 2 vibes. I guess I'm accepting his, oh, okay, here we go. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Ken couldn't be here tonight. I'm Holger Peterson. I've had a chance to work with Kenny. It's been my pleasure to work with him on his last several records, and he's asked me to accept this should he win. Kenny is a true Canadian blues ambassador who travels the world playing regularly in places like Russia, South America, and all over Europe. He's a great artist and a great friend, and I believe he's also sent a video.
Hey, this is Kenny Blues Boss Wayne, and sorry I can't make it to the Maple Blues Awards ceremony. I'm going to be in the studio recording my new upcoming record the first week of February. But in the event that I do win, I want to thank each and every one of you, and including the Toronto Blues Society, for the prestigious award. And also, I'll have Holger Peterson accept it for me. And meanwhile, thank you again. Sorry I can't be there. Maybe next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
They can do it at the Grammys, right? Did you know that in the 1920s and 30s blues recordings, drummers barely existed? What you heard was foot stomps and guitar players slapping on their guitars. It wasn't until the 1940s that jazz drummers were hired to play on electric blues recordings. Those drummers created the template for a variety of styles that tonight nominees refine to this day.
This year's nominees for Drummer of the Year, sponsored by Music by the Bay Live, are Chris Norquist, Gary Craig, Lindsay Beaver, Sam Harrison, Tom Bona.
The winner of the Maple Blues Award for Drummer of the Year is me. Thank you. I accept this award. Oh, sorry. Tom Bona.
I'm afraid I might get beat up in the parking lot. I'd like to thank my family, Jack, and Dawn. I'd like to thank my bands, Sue Foley and Leo Valvasori. We had a great year, great couple of years. I'd like to thank Soul Stack, John Knight, Raoul in the Big Time. Everyone knows who Raoul is. And Mike Sedgwick and the Friday Night Blues Jam that I've been doing lately. I'd like to thank all the talent bookers, the venues, the festivals, for hiring my bands, and all the fans that come out and support live music. I want to thank all my friends in Europe, America, and Canada. It's great to be recognized among my peers, so many good drummers. I've been doing this for 30 years plus. And like I always say to my mom, and one day, I plan on making a living doing it. Thank you.
Our next guest performer is making her debut at the Maple Blues Awards tonight. Although it's going to be her first time performing at the show, it's certainly not going to be her first time getting up on this stage. Nominated in 3 categories and already a winner of 2 of them. Let's make welcome from Kingston, the rising star known as Miss Emily.
Let's hear it for Raha, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a scar, it's a souvenir of a fiery love that I held dear, but he passed me by when he had to choose. Oh, sometimes it's better to lose. I could have kept all the times I cried, too much rejection, destroying pride. But the lonely road led me straight to you. Oh, sometimes it's better to lose. Baby, I've been called a whole lot of world, yeah. Oh, but once a loser yesterday, there is eyes of gloom. I'm pretty sure if my luck had been better, yeah, I'd have won some money.
set of awards are a couple of new friends to the show. From the far reaches of Scarborough East, we have John Johnston, programmer of Dinner and a Song at the lovely old Stone Cottage. And from the even farther reaches of Regina, Saskatchewan, we're happy to welcome a fine musician, Jack Semple. Take it away, guys.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm excited, and I just want to point out some diversity in the Maple Blues Awards. John is his PhD in economics, and I'm a blues guitar player.
Yeah, there's even diversity amongst old white guys here now.
That's right. I've spent my share of time trying to figure out what it is to be a blues singer, and I can say this: if it feels like it's coming from the heart, that's the place to start. The 5 nominees in the category of male vocalist each have their own sound, yet somehow when they're singing, they end up in the same place, each a different shade of blue.
Sponsored by Tim Hortons Southside Shuffle, this year's Male Vocalist of the Year nominees are Harp Dog Browne, Harrison Kennedy, Matt Anderson, Steve Mariner, Steve Strongman.
Wow, and the winner of the Male Vocalist of the Year is Matt Anderson.
Hey everybody, just down here in Jamaica doing a gig, and just got word that I won Male Vocalist of the Year. So thank you so much for that. It's stacked again with some absolutely amazing singers, so it truly is an honor to be chosen out of that group again this year. And thank you so much. And I'm just going to leave you with a quick little shot of what's going on behind me here, because that's way better than looking at my face. Anyway, hope you're all having a ball. Thanks again.
I'm a great big fan of the harmonica and harmonica players, and I see it as a true blues instrument. I thought it looked small and easy to play, but as I certainly found out, it isn't. And in the right hands, the blues harp is capable of producing a mighty sound, and certainly one that I've enjoyed for 50 years. And we have a number of great nominees tonight.
Sponsored by Lee Oscar Harmonicas, the nominees for Harmonica Player of the Year are Al Lerman, Harp Dog Browne, Jim Zeller, Rolly Platt, Steve Mariner.
And we have a tie, so we have 2 winners here tonight, and I think they're both in the house, so congratulations to Harp Dog Browne and Steve Mariner.
My first time, we did this.
First cut is the deepest.
My first time. Wow. It's nice to be back here in Toronto. How you guys doing? I woke up in Memphis this morning, left the band there. We're kind of on a Memphis, Mississippi tour starting again on Wednesday, and well, I had a few days off, and I thought, well, it's under $500. I've blown a lot more money on little stupid things. I'll fly to Toronto and back again. I'm back tomorrow, back to Memphis. Now, I'm from out west, if you don't know that already. And
what is this, 23 years, 27 years? How long have we been doing this? The Maples? 35 years. 6 years ago, I got my first nomination. All right, we out west figured they're not even noticing us past the Rockies, you know. And then, bing, 6 years ago. And it was the first time that I got nominated, was the first time they'd ever had a split decision on a harmonica award, and it was with Guy Belanger, my Maple Blues brother from Montreal. Now, I've gotten 3 of them. Well, this is number 4, but I get to share that with another brother of mine. Where'd he go? He's on my bad ear here. Steve Mariner, you know, this kid. I mean, I met him when he was about 17 years old, and he was touring out west. I had him on a radio show I was doing back then. Him and J.W. Jones. Yeah. Nobody knew he was underage. He was, like, carrying himself fine. But, you know, and throughout the years, I've just seen how amazing and remarkable this young man is, like, with every instrument that he can touch. He's from another planet. I'm just happy he's visiting us here on Earth. So it's an honor to share this award with you. And to see all my friends and brothers, I love you all. And I could just go on, but I'm going to let Steve do that, all right? You know, Mark, thank you for picking him up at the airport. He's going to drive me back tomorrow. I get to sleep in his daughter's bed. She's not there. That's a good thing.
Thanks, Harp Dog. Thank you very much, everybody. Obviously, I'm very, very pleased to share this award with Harp Dog. It's true, I remember meeting Harp Dog for the first time when I was 17. I was touring in Edmonton, and he picked up me and JW from the commercial hotel and took us to the radio show. And since then, he's been a mentor and a friend and an inspiration. And I'm just so grateful that I get to spend my life traveling around because of this little instrument that we call the misery whistle. And I'd like to thank Colin James for employing me as a harmonicist, Harry Manx for making a record with me, Matt Saab and Tony D, my bandmates in Monkey Junk, and my wonderful partner Jackie, who I don't think she's actually in the room right now, but she'll be impressed when I bring this out to the lobby. But thanks to the Toronto Blues Society, thanks to everyone for supporting this program, and have a great night, everybody. Thank you very much.
We're almost there. How's everybody doing? Still feeling good? We are nearing that finish line. And also, make some noise if you're going to be partying with us at the Afterglow with the Blackburn Brothers afterwards. Right on. Before we get to the final award presentation of the night, let's acknowledge the people working hard for you tonight and for months in advance to make this wonderful show happen.
Tonight's show has been made possible through the efforts of the following staff at the Royal Conservatory of Music, Performing Arts Department: Mervon Mehta, Aida Idinian, Heather Kelly, Barbara Kershik, Max Rubino, Alice Selwood, John Hudson, Simone Costello, Adrian Doran, Akshay Kaushik, Paul Zivantsis, Chris Mathani, Ian Harper, Peter Brulemont, Heather Richards, Dana Dickinson, Raul Rodriguez.
On behalf of the Toronto Blues Society, the Maple Blues Awards are produced by David Barnard, Tony Crea, Uma Ooster and Dan McKinnon, Natalie Buckley, Lucy Defoe, Ivy Marie, Linda Turu, Elaine Coolidge, Gabrielle Dubé, Megan Richards, Gabby Harvey, Jenny Lazan and Johnny Max, Alec Fraser, Dougal Bicken, Barbara Isherwood, Sarah French, Janine Stoll, John Valentine, Brant Zwicker, Yannick Thiraud and Terry Parsons, Ed Parsons, Lucy Defoe and Carol Flett, Derek Andrews, the Toronto Blues Society, its board of directors, and all of its volunteers.
Our next and final presentation team is Denise Bolduc, a respected cultural arts programmer and producer, recently for the Luminato Festival, and Harrison Kennedy, who you'd never think got his first big break more than 50 years ago when he joined chairman of the board. Take it away, you two.
Annie, bonjour. I'm excited to present this next award and honored to be on stage with the legendary Harrison Kennedy. New artists can be a tricky category. Sometimes the nominated artists have been playing and recording for years, especially in the blues. This year's nominees represent diverse styles, age demographics, and regions of this country and land. It's a future we can look forward to.
The nominees for New Artist or Group of the Year, sponsored by RBC Blues Fest, are Bywater Call, Durham County Poets, Matchedash Parish, Miss Emily, Robert Connolly Farr.
The exciting part. And the winner is Miss Emily.
No more ugly crying, folks. You'll be happy to know the mascara is already down my face. It is an honor to be nominated with the people in this category. I am a fan, and the people I didn't know when the nominations came out, I listened to their music, and now I'm a fan of them as well. So if you don't know some of these nominees, please check them out. This has been a very magical night for me. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be here. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Sorry. I would like to thank all of the wonderful people I listed before. I have an amazing team, and I have a rotation of about 15 bandmates, if you can believe it. But I'm sure you can guess it costs a lot of money to play in different places all over this country and beyond. And so I try and hire people where I'm playing. This is actually, I'm gonna take a moment and just say this is for all the people nominated here tonight and all of the musicians in the audience. I was here for the first time last year. The Blues Summit was my first, and I met so many incredible people. And, you know, I never felt alone in what I did, but I didn't realize how big the community was that I was a part of. And so this is for all of you who have been full-time musicians and doing this full-time for a long time. I am happy to be on the list with you, and thank you very much. And again, to my daughter, I literally moved out of my car into an apartment in Kingston, Ontario, and was like, I'm a full-time musician. And a few months later, I found out I was pregnant. So she just missed her first day of second semester grade 9. And so I'm hoping the teachers watch this and they will cut her some slack and they don't think I'm a bad mom. This is for all the moms. Cheers. Thank you.
from my earliest days. I've always appreciated songs that told me a story. Writing a meaningful, original song is a beautiful thing, as it has the ability to transform our lives and the lives of people around us. Practice, patience, and a don't give up attitude is the mindset needed for songwriting. Tonight's nominees are exactly what I'm talking about.
The nominees for Songwriter of the Year, sponsored by SOCAN, are Big Dave McLean, Colin Linden, Don Tyler Watson, Robert Connolly Farr, Sue Foley.
And the winner of Songwriter of the Year is Don Tyler Watson.
Wow, thank you. I gotta take a second here. I'm overwhelmed to be in the same category with Colin Linden and beat him twice. This is... I think I'm one of the, in 1998 when I kind of woke up and I realized I was on the Montreal International Jazz Fest blues stage singing the blues, and it was a fluke. I always say the blues chose me, and that was the first year I got nominated. And I'm like somebody else mentioned, I think I have 20 some odd, maybe 30 nominations, and I have 3 of these, and now 4 and 5. And as I said, this album is really, it's my heart. And I write songs, and somebody said cowboy chords. That's what I do, cowboy chords, and that's how they sound, really hokey and folky and very simple, until I work with amazing musicians like the Ben Racine Band. Ben Racine, Francois Dubé, Nikki Esther, Kevin Jalbert, who's here, Mousse Mousseau, who won for baritone player, horn player, John Sadaway. I work with Francois Tifo in the studio, and they take these songs to the next level. And I really believe there is a force and a power, whether you believe in a God or not. There's a force. It's the force of love. It's the force of music. It's the force of passion. And I've been blessed to be able to have that given to me. And for the first half of my life, I squandered it. I was a juvenile delinquent, drank and drugged my life away for half of my life. And it's because of grace I'm standing here today. I was able, by grace, to turn my life around and start doing what I've always loved to do for a living. I'm so blessed, and we all are if we play music. Doesn't matter whether you're on the list or you're not. Doesn't make me any better than anyone else. It really doesn't. I'm so blessed to do what I love for a living. And to be nominated as Songwriter of the Year is blowing my mind. It really is. I have to thank also, I forgot to thank Brian Slack from Zeb Productions, who made this album get out there. He put the album out there. I've been working with him since 1998. It's never always easy, but somehow the trajectory of my career has gone like this. And people say, you work hard? I'm like, I don't know if I work hard. I do what I love. I get out here on a stage and I do what I love. And I felt more connected this last year. Since 2017, we won the IBCs and I had open heart surgery. I felt more connected to music, to my career, not my career, to myself and to people. It's all about the people. It's about connecting, and music allows me to do that. And the blues has given me the forum to do that. My first album, some of you remember, 2001, was nominated for also Album of the Year. It was so eclectic, and I'm still eclectic. I love funk, soul, jazz, blues, all of it. And you guys embraced me. The blues community embraced me, because this is the playing field where all those genres can mix. And so a really huge thank you to the fans, first of all, those people who I feel their love when I'm on stage, to the community, to the Toronto Blues Society for always including me, to the Montreal Blues Society for supporting me so beautifully, and for the musicians that I work with. This is for you. Thank you.
Bravo. Well said. Well said.
Okay, here we are, everyone. What a wonderful night of celebration. Congratulations to all the winners. Let's give them all a round of applause. But that, of course, is congratulations to those who won a Maple Blues Award tonight. Because all of you here tonight, musicians and music lovers alike, are winners. And I know that sounds hokey, but just bear with me for a moment, and I'll tell you why. We all know how tumultuous the last decade was, including this past year. Beautiful forests in the Amazon and Australia have gone up in smoke. Bullies continue to get elected and gain support. Thousands of Indigenous women in Canada remain missing. Racism runs wild like never before, like the misrepresentation of the Chinese community recently related to the coronavirus outbreak, and even closer to home, the story of Emil Somerville, an 11-year-old boy in Alberta who was criminalized for wearing a do-rag to school. Particularly close to my heart, 176 people lost their lives in a plane crash due to a most irresponsible abuse of power. I know, we're all here to have a good time. It's the end of the night, we're ready to party. Why is Debbie Downer going on about this stuff? This is why. It's easy for me to get really dark and really depressed about the world and the state that it's in. And I'm sure that many of you feel the same way. But we're here because we're artists, we're musicians, we're creators, we make stuff, we make good stuff. So you want to hear about some good stuff too? This past year, the world's first ever National Indigenous Theatre Department was opened at the NAC in Ottawa. Canada's jazz icon Jane Bennett continued her fabulous work with a band of Cuban women, Makeke, whom she's empowering to rise above the competition and machismo that stands in their way, and Emmanuel, Aline, Alexis, and Amal, remember them from earlier? They learned how to play instruments and practiced and learned how to make music. And that is good stuff. And the more good stuff we add to this world, the more we increase our chances of finding the right path forward. A path where there is light, where there is hope, and where there is love. Willie Dixon said, "The blues are the true facts of life expressed in words and song, inspiration, feeling, and understanding." Ain't that the truth? And in Taj Mahal's words, particularly with the blues, it's not just about the bad times, it's about the healing spirit. And every one of you musicians is responsible for the healing that is happening in the world. And I promise you, it is happening. So keep doing what you're doing, because trust me, even if it doesn't always feel like it, you are winning. Doing it right. That's it from me. It's been a total blast hosting this show. Thank you so much for having me. Don't forget to do the hashtag MapleBlues2020. Goodbye to everyone out there watching in the world, to everyone here at Koerner Hall. I'll see you in the afterglow for the Blackburn Brothers. And to finish on a winning note for our final performance, I'd like to welcome to the stage Matchedash Parish to perform the song, Where There Is Love. Thank you and good night.
Thank you very much, folks. Right now we're going to do a song that Lance wrote. This is a song from the future to his grandchildren. It's a soul tune for you.
Love that brings you home, that's where you will find me, that's where I'll be, where there is peace, peace and understanding, that's where you will find me. That's where I'll be. The Spirit lives on. The Spirit lives on. After you're gone. For freedom, that's where you will find me, that's where I'll be. When you're lost and all alone, that's when you can call me. And I'll be there.
We'll see you out in the lobby.